Steve, my friend, have you ever dropped out from an appointment you have agreed to?
Ah, yes, I have.
Just,
I don't want to start this way. I feel like I'm a heel now.
I know, I've done too. We've noticed lately that we have some issues at the university with people dropping out from things they've agreed to do, which in facilitation and me as a facilitator makes a problem when I'm then and there. I planned for 40 participants and I have 9.
I wonder if this is entirely a new thing. I mean, I still see people turning up to lots of things I facilitate, but it tends to be when it's mandated, when it's this is the required thing to come to. But I think I get that quite often you're running something and you plan for a certain number and then they just don't turn up. Maybe people are ill. There's a lot of it going around still. But what can we do to prevent it, Sven?
I think there are probably things around 2 lines. So one is the more cultural approach. How do we manage our calendars? How do we manage our work and do the prioritization? Maybe there's a culture now that it seems to be okay to just drop out even you've signed on. The other thing is the more practical short-term thing when you're there, what you do when you stand in that situation. So I think that prevention would be one thing. So, but if you should work along the long lines of doing something with the culture, that's hard work, and I don't know if
But
the output would really be that. But one example, we have 12 participants in a course that we run because we coach them, so we can't have more. But now we'll accept 14. We know that a couple are going to drop out.
so you can plan for it. I still think you could make sure things are very well described, make participants engage in a way where they have to think about what they're doing. So that pre-work piece might get into it. But I think this is a bigger problem than just you or I can solve scenario. You're right. So we may have to mitigate it. And that kind of overbooking is one way of mitigating. What about in the rooms, Ferrari? You're there, you've
Yeah,
planned for 15, 6 turn up, or you plan for
yeah,
25 and
yeah.
12
Now,
turn up.
I think plan for flexibility, but don't have like 10 different schedules for different number of people. I mean, that's waste. But plan for flexibility. Have kind of a plan ready. So if they are 9 and you need a 12, then you have a plan for what to do.
Group sizes is typical. I mean, going to breakout rooms, well, if you have 9 as opposed to 12, it's just one less breakout group. That would often be the way that many facilitators would mitigate for that. Sometimes you might give it to the group. You might say to the group, okay, we planned for this many people. We have only this many folks now. What do you want to do with this? So give the group some agency with that,
And
if it
also,
feels right.
yeah, for sure. And also name for the group that, so I wouldn't recommend this exercise if you're less than 10. We're 10 today, so you could feel a bit, it didn't go as smooth as it should. And then you can reflect upon that and also use that as a learning point. But name it out there and let people reflect and see it. Just don't keep it hidden.